आपादमौलिपर्यन्तां गुरूणाम् आकृतिं स्मरेत्तेन विघ्नप्रणश्यन्ति सिद्धिं मनोरथः लक्ष्मीं तनोतु नितरामितरानपेक्षमङ्घ्रिद्वयं निगमशाखिशिखाप्रवालं हैरम्बमं गुरुहडम्बर चौर्यनिघ्नं विघ्नाद्रिभेदशतधारधुरन्तरन्नः सर्वेषां स्वागतम्. So this is the Bhāvārtha session for the 30th shloka. So in the previous shloka, the description was with respect to the components of how the Sthula Sharira comes into effect and how the Sthula Sharira is only an instrument and there lies Sukshma Sharira, which is the Moola for that. The Ichha Shakti of the Moola Sharira has resulted in the components of the Sthula Sharira, and the Panchabhutas have framed that Sthula Sharira accordingly with respect to that Ichha Shakti. Now, this verse is with respect to Karana Sharira. What do we call that? Anadya nirvachyamapiha karanam maya pradhanantu param sharirakam उपाधिभेदात्तु यतः पृथक् स्थितं स्वात्मानमात्मन्यवधारयेत् क्रमात् अनाद्यनिर्वाच्यमपीह कारणं माया प्रधानं तु परं शरीरकम् उपाधिभेदात्तु यतः पृथक् स्थितं स्वात्मानमात्मन्यवधारयेत् क्रमात्. So anadi. So we're talking about Karana Sharira. So this is the Ishvara that we are talking about. So it is anadi. There is no beginning. And anirvachyam, it cannot be described. So that is the reason we say when we talk about the Nirguna Brahman, there are no gunas. We have to come up with some attributes to understand, because we only understand through gunas. We are built in such a way that we can only understand it through certain data points. We can only receive information through certain data points. So our buddhi is limited actually. Our mahat is actually limited to the sharira. Generally, the mahat that emerges is all pervasive. It has that power. But here within this sharira, it is limited. Like how the buddhi of animals are limited in that sharira. In the same way, we are able to understand it in certain contexts. Animals also can understand if we try to teach it in a more conditioning manner. Like for example, with there is this theory of classical conditioning where a bell would be rung and then food would be fed to a cat, and then what would happen is there were two different conditions, controls that were placed, where a cat would just be fed food, where bell would be rung separately, and then in the third experiment, both of them would be together. So when both of them would be together, then the cat would associate that bell with the food. So whenever a bell is rung, it would come, it would understand that it is time for food, like that. So it can also understand, but in a limited way. We can process information in a different way. So for that particular context, what would happen is we have to give some attributes to Nirguna Brahman. Otherwise, we will not understand what the capability of Nirguna Brahman. So that is the reason that Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, this initially we associated three different functions as attributes. There also we are not saying that Brahman has guna. He is again anirvachya. We cannot describe him at all. But we are trying to understand him through what activities that has been performed through him. Paroksha Rupa. So anadihi Anirvachyam, api, both of them. And then iha karanam. Iha means here, karanam. So this karana sharira is anadi, anirvachyam, and it is maya pradhanam. It is maya pradhanam. So the maya pradhana body constitutes the third equipment. That means the maya presides within this particular um, contraption, we can say, within this framework. So karana sharira, within that only the maya presides. So maya pradhanantu param sharirakam. Param, like I've already said, the highest constituent of this three manifestations, where param sharirakam we are seeing. Then this has been declared by whom, or this has been given to us by whom? Upadhi bhedatu. So here upadhi bhedatu means these different upadhi, there are different types of karanas. Upadhi karanas. So one of them forms of that upadhi bhedat. Naimitta karanas, nimitta karanas. That is one upadhi karanas. So like that, there are different karanas. Upadhi karana. This is that differentiation with respect to these kind of equipments. We have still not reached the Nirguna Brahman. Within the manifestation after the Nirguna Brahman, we have the Sadguna Brahman. After the Sadguna Brahman, we have the creation of the Maya. When the Maya gets created, the first due to the Ichha Shakti, that is the direct intervention through the through the Nirguna Brahman, we have the creation of the causal body. So there also we are reaching a level that is different. Like I said, this particular Janma has a certain plane in which we can go up and down. So keeping that in mind, our body can go up to a certain realm. That realm we are trying to expand. So we are trying to understand through our body itself, because our physical manifestation can only keep us in this realm. Then our Sukshma Sharira can take us to a different realm. Karana Sharira can also take us to a much higher realm. So we are still there. We haven't reached that particular element of merger, moksha. That is not possible. That is not yet there yet. So here, upadhi bhedat, because of this kind of differentiation, we have these three different kinds of sharira that has been manifested. Because of that bheda, because of the what kind of karana we are giving, what kind of attributes that we have, because of that we have the difference. Upadhi bhedatu yatah prathak sthitam. Prathak sthitam is the separation. Prathak sthitam, they exist separately because of this, because of the realms, because the existence of the realms. My body cannot extend to any other realm, the physical manifestation. So therefore, Stula Sharira is limited to this. But my Sukshma Sharira, when I'm sleeping also, it is active. It can go into different realms. Therefore, the dreams exist. Karana Sharira, even when I'm not sleeping, it can go. That is consciousness. So that I have to experience. For that to experience, first I have to condition my Stula and Sukshma Sharira. Okay. Swatmanam, on one's own self. Atmani avadharayet kramat. In stages, we can recognize this self. So this is how it is like, if I want to practice or if I want to learn trigonometry. How can I learn derivatives or integrals if I haven't learned the basics of Pythagoras theorem? So first, if I'm saying that the Karana Sharira exists in a different realm and we have to experience that, first I have to condition this body. I have to prepare myself with respect to this body. This physical self must be in good condition. That will elevate me to experience the full potential of Sukshma Sharira. If my sadhanas with Sukshma Sharira is very good, then it will lead to experience of Karana Sharira, like that. So, Swatmanam, Swa-Atmanam, we will be one's own self, that is, Atmani, we will be able to experience it. Atmani in my heart, on my, I'll be able to imbibe it, understand it. Avadharayet, will be able to recognize it in kramat, in stages. So that is what they are saying over here, that the timeless and indescribable Maya product body, that is the Karana Sharira, constitutes the third equipment of the self. So here the realization of self itself is involved. So self itself is divided into three Shariras. Then that is declared as the causal body by the rishis. This self is separate from the different equipments. That is, we can say that the Sukshma Sharira and Stula Sharira are in a way dependent on each other, but not totally dependent. That means there is some dependency, because Karana Sharira, not Karana Sharira, Sukshma Sharira can only experience the Sukha Dukha, the gunas through the uh, Stula Sharira. Though it is not that, it is not the only way, or rather it is just an instrument. The guna is always there, it is already capable, but the capability is brought into existence through Stula Sharira. So they are dependent in that way, but not total dependence, because even if the Stula Sharira nashyati chet, it will also go into the new Sharira. So therefore, Sukshma Sharira is not totally dependent on Stula Sharira. That this kind of connection or dependence is not there for Karana Sharira. Karana Sharira is way beyond that, and it is the direct intervention or direct amsha of the Brahman that has realized into our manifestation. So therefore, this since the self is separate from these equipments, let the seeker learn to recognize the true self in the heart. That is avadharayet. So in kramat, in what kramat? That is negation in kramat. That is what the neti we see. The next, I think in the, yes, in the 34th shloka, we will talk about the neti, engyan neti, the method of negation that has been described. With this, we end the Bhāvārtha session. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः प्रतिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यो शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि।